What is up, everybody? It is Wacky Wednesdays, and we are live. What's going on, Derek?
What is up, my man? I've not been doing a whole lot, just a lot of work and trying to figure things out, and trying to keep ahead of things in life. So, stay busy.
Yeah,
How about
man.
you,
Well,
man? What have you been up to?
not too much, man. We got a little break last week. Didn't have a show. Thought we'd kind of take it off. It was Thanksgiving week. Did you do anything special for Thanksgiving, bro?
It was Thanksgiving. We had kind of a non-traditional Thanksgiving / traditional Thanksgiving. It was pretty good. We didn't do it on Thursday like everyone else. Trying to meet like the family needs. Both my brothers are firefighters, so our schedule's a little wonky. So we did it Friday. We actually had alligator.
Wow.
So I brined an alligator overnight and then threw it on the smoker the next day. And we had turkey as well, but the alligator is incredible.
Wow, man, that is awesome, bro. Yeah, we kind of did something kind of non-traditional too. I mean, I guess we kind of had it a little bit before. We kind of did one like I say it was about 2 weeks prior,
Right.
and we did it because my stepson got his tonsils out.
Ooh.
Basically the week before Thanksgiving. So,
Oof.
yeah. So we just, we thought, why don't we just let him have, you know, Thanksgiving a little early, and that way he can eat and enjoy it. I mean, we
Right.
still kind of did something on Thanksgiving Day. We ended up doing ham and mashed potatoes, bread, veggies, all that good stuff. So we did still, of course, you always got to make an excuse to eat.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you can get an excuse to eat, you got to take it.
And I don't really need an excuse to eat. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I
know. I
mean?
get that. I think I woke up this morning and I saw like a half a pound of like cookie dough sitting there.
Yeah.
So I chowed down on like half a pound of cookie dough this morning. First thing when I woke up, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. You know what I like is having the leftovers, like for a couple days. Even though the thing is, we didn't get to have leftovers very long because I ended up heading out the next day. I went down to go see good old Eric,
Oh
and
heck
I
yeah,
got I
dude! I
got to go see
love
Mike
Eric.
too from the Contagion Effect show, man.
Hell yeah, dude! Love Eric and Mike.
Yeah, bro. It was a good time, man. Going up there to Northern California, and I haven't really ever been up to Modesto area like to kind of just hang out. So it was kind of nice to check it out. And he was like, quite the tour guide. He gave us a little tour of it and stuff. The wife
Oh,
and
I
I.
bet.
It was cool, man. And we checked out quite a few breweries out there, and
Oh hell yeah!
yeah, had some good beer and good food.
Heck yeah, dude! Love that.
Yeah,
You
we
get some
got to
of the
go
Mike
over.
wine.
Yeah, actually, we went over to Mike's house. Had some dinner over there. Some tri-tip and stuff. It was so good, man.
Oh yeah,
Um,
California barbecue tri-tip, man.
potato salad. His wife can make us a killer potato salad, and boy, she can make some bread, bro. We ended up buying
Well, it
two
looks like it.
two two big old things of bread from her, and the my gosh, dude, the bread was amazing, dude. We got two different kinds. There's like a rosemary garlic one,
Well,
and
that'd be
then we
so
got
good.
jalapeno and cheddar. And as soon as we got them, bro, we started just eating on them, and then they're already actually all gone now.
Hey, you're
We
speaking
had a
my
couple
language, dude.
sandwiches, huh?
Rosemary, garlic, jalapeno cheddar, dude.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah, bro. And they have quite the little setup for their shop. It's pretty cool. I
I
gotta
believe
say,
it. I
yeah,
believe that.
man. So we got a nice special guest here today. She is a Marine, and she's going to
Awesome.
be on here talking about holidays and heroes.
Love that.
And so I'm excited to have her on and to hear all about that nonprofit. Here we go with their the logo I found. But let's have Karalyn Martin to come in to talk all about it. There she is. Hey, how you
Hi.
doing?
Good.
There.
How are you?
Hey, can't
Can y'all hear me
complain.
okay?
Yeah,
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 absolutely.
sounds good. Looks good. How you doing? Good day.
Have like RSV apparently. So
Oh
I'm
no.
like, it's not just in my head that I can't like breathe. And I was like, at first I thought it was like, well, it's not COVID, it's not the flu. Like, why is this not going away? And why is it like here? And so I didn't know adults could get RSV, but
Yeah, I guess I didn't
I
know
heard
that.
it's
Well, I
really
guess I
going
did know that.
around a lot lately.
it is. But I like mainly like the children's hospital here is just like, the kids, and that's deadly to them, right? So I'm like, is it
Right.
deadly to us? Like, so if I take some deep breaths, don't mind me. And I sound funky because like I've just been battling it for a week and a half now, and I'm like,
Week and a half already, huh? Sheesh.
let's go. I'm like, I
Ugh.
can't get
Did
get
they
it.
give you like any kind of breathing treatments or anything like that to help out with the
No, so the VA
Hell
was
yeah.
our good
like,
old VA?
you don't have COVID, you don't have this, and you got a head cold, you got the, and like one, she's talking a million miles an hour, and just tell me what I do and don't have. And I'm like, what? No, no, no. And I'm like, hmm. So come to Jesus. And I was like, I can't breathe. And so she was like, well, it doesn't sound bad enough to have chest x-rays. So we'll just do this and this. Sounds like you have RSV, but this is what we were treated with. And then they were like, they couldn't do x-rays anyways because there was no x-ray techs at the VA yesterday.
Well, that's no
Wow.
surprise.
Yeah, and there was like two phlebotomists. I was like, I sat there for 45 minutes to get blood draw
On a
because, and
Tuesday.
yeah,
You
on
know,
a
it's like,
Tuesday,
yeah,
like at
regular day.
11:45 in the morning. But well, one, people are sick, and now it's kind of like, I mean, they even have masks in there. I'm like, I'm putting a mask on.
Right?
I'm
Right.
putting a mask on.
You should
Nah.
probably
So
ask them if it's deadlier to you if you act like a child. Because that's something I would do.
that's 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 funny.
Derek.
Probably. I could act like a child. I definitely like have slept like a baby if that counts. But
Hey, good enough. Take what you can
yeah,
get.
So
yeah.
yeah,
But then
you're
my
about tired of being sick already out at this point, I
yeah, I
guess.
don't think I've ever been like I don't typically get sick. So like to deal with my own elements that you and I have discussed and then be sick on top of it.
Right?
I was
Yeah.
about to flip the camera off. So hold on. I was like, that's what I think about that. So I was like, never mind.
Hey, go
Um,
nuts, man. Go nuts.
So the kids doing okay?
yeah, they're good. No one
Yeah.
else is sick. Leave
Oh
it to
man.
the mom that's got to like take care of everybody. And so that's why like I also look like tired. Like I look like I need like to hold my eyes open.
Oh, I wouldn't have
Um,
guessed you were tired. I look tired. Like that's just my face. So I
yeah.
get it.
Well, I have like as women, we have these cheating things, right? Eyelash extensions. This is tattooed. Keep your hair, whatever. This is
Oh,
real,
God.
but
Maybe I can
keep
get
your
tattooed to be handsome. That'd be all right.
yeah. Well, tattoos are good. So
Agreed.
yeah, I So yeah, I just was like, okay. So I went to the chiropractor too to see if it can like pop some of the stuff out of the joints or whatever, but because I'm just hurting. But other than that, I'm good. Just I haven't stopped, I think, and that's my another thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the other thing. You need rest. And
yeah,
you're probably
yeah.
not resting.
Oh, I this last week I've been resting. This is my first day that I was outside the home and out of bed.
Did
So,
what did you do for Thanksgiving? Were you
um,
sick?
yeah, but
Ugh, you tough
I
cook.
just, I mean, we had already like what we needed to plan, and it's like I can put a recipe in front of my husband or whatever. And so I was like, okay, I'm awake, I'm moving, I showered.
Just
What do
directing
you need me
traffic
to
and
do?
shit. Like
Yeah, yeah. Shut up. Here's this, do this,
right.
and let's eat, and then leave me alone. Because then I went to bed from that point forward, like all
Perfect.
weekend. So yeah,
Hibernated.
it was good. How about y'all?
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was kind of chill. We had our Thanksgiving like a couple weeks early because my stepson got his tonsils taken out.
That's
So
fun.
that way he was able to kind of have, the good old turkey dinner stuff. We kind of did it early. And that way it's just easier too with all our family and stuff like that. That way on Thanksgiving Day, everybody could kind of be with other family. So it was,
Right,
but we
right.
still like did ham and all that good old stuff. We still ate like fools.
That's good.
I always eat like a fool though, so I
Yeah, that's
don't need
pretty normal, I
Thanksgiving to do
think.
that.
I know my husband came home. He was like, I got to lose 10 pounds. I'm like, in 2 months. I'm like, that's easy, bro. Like, you go to the gym every day. And I'm like, but why? He's like, I'm going back in.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
He
he's
told
going
you he's
back
going
in.
back in?
Yeah, he's going back in.
Did he get recalled?
No.
This was just a decision he made. He was like, he slept on this, and he's like, I'm going.
Well, we had been trying. Long story short,
Yeah.
the Marine Corps illegally. When I say illegally, we had to do HE appeal. Had to go to Washington D.C. IG in trouble. Major got
Holy
the boot.
sheesh. Okay.
They pushed him out and gave him a false diagnosis to medically retire him, temporarily medically retire him. Long story short, he doesn't have the diagnosis. It was recruiting duty. Go figure. And so they were like, no, we're done. And so then pushed him out. Well, then it's just like, talk about transition, like that messed with him, right? That was just like, he was already 10 years in, right? Staff sergeant.
Was he going? He had it planned doing 20.
So then we went to that peeled it. We won it. They were supposed to put him back in. Never happened. And we had Skyball, which is kind of ties into what I'll talk about today briefly. But we had that, which is a huge nonprofit gala thing. It's just kind of over, and this is my next big thing. So I wanted to talk about this first, but I could talk about air power. But so we ran into Fullberg Colonel, and he was just like, dude, come back in. And sure enough, he's the one person that wasn't bullshitting him, called him and said, hey, we'll get this stuff done. We want you under your max, because my husband still looks, Maddie's like, if he just shaved, because he can't grow facial hair anyways,
right.
He looks like he's still in. So he's like 10 pounds under that max. Let's go. I was like, I can help you 10 pounds. You could lose that in a couple weeks. Like,
yeah, bro.
So
you could sweat that off.
Cut the carbs out real quick, just go straight up protein.
Shoot, carbs. It's a whiskey. I told him, I was
gonna say, hey, let's not go too far here.
Oh, whiskey, yeah.
But is that not true? Like
right.
like how much, depending on how much he drinks every night, which he's not an alcoholic, it's just like, yeah.
Well, to be fair, whiskey has less calories than beer, so let's just
true,
brother. So it sounds like he's doing the right healthy choices.
Yeah, it's Jim Beam though. Like out of all whiskeys,
what?
Well,
wrong, Jim Beam.
Jim Beam and Diet or Pepsi Max. So
see, he's health conscious. He's killing it.
he's got the Pepsi Max. Come on.
Yeah, he's got Pepsi Max. What else do you want the guy to do?
But the mixers don't. That's right.
Yeah. So
he's Pepsi Max, man. That's what we just went over, man. He's killing it right now.
Yes.
See, and I always heard that those false sugars were worse, but I'm like a
oh, they are. But
high quality.
Well, the problem is with the false sugars is you think like because you're getting less of it, then you start drinking more of it, and then you just completely waste all of it.
Yeah, I'm not a nutritionist, so I won't claim to be. So yeah, so I'm like, as a reservist though, he's not going active duty. I'm like, please don't uproot us. Don't, like, if you have to deploy or whatever, like I can handle that. But let me tell you, being on both spectrums, both sides of it, being in the military is way easier than it is to be a military spouse, hands down, because you still have to suffer at the cost of the Marine Corps without the benefits. So I was like, well, you're going to run? Because I can't run. I'll never run again with my leg, but I can ride a bike. And I was like, let's do this. So yeah, I mean, he's still in good shape and whatever. So we'll just.
So what? You got like, 10 more years then, huh? Is he going to go do the 10?
He'll go reserve. And so like that, how that gets can get drug out, but they get activated a lot here. They get activated a lot here going on detachments. They go to New Orleans, they go to Miramar. They'll go, I mean, hell, who knows what's going on overseas? We may be overseas. So if he does deployments, that'll actually just help because they do activate quite a bit from this reserve base. So that'll be good. I don't know. I'm kind of excited. Like, I think it'll be good for him. So.
I mean, yeah, you've seen him come. I mean, I'm sure it was pretty disappointing to him to be cut out like that, the way that he was. And especially when you have a goal set out and he wants to go and, retire, and then they're like, no, 10 years later, shut you down. So, I mean, I imagine for him, it's probably good for his mental health as well.
Yeah, I think it will be. I just don't, I guess I'm also hesitant, like, don't get his hopes up and then this not work, right? Like, we've got to.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I mean, is there still a couple little hurdles he's got to go through to get in and stuff still? I mean,
not too much. He doesn't even have
or anything like.
I don't think so. And then I know that they'll just like weigh him in. He needs to be able to pass the PFT, which he can do. So, I mean, he might feel like death the next day, but he can still do it. So,
Right.
no, there's really
He's
not
got, like
too
you said,
much.
2 months. 2 months.
Yeah,
You
but
can
I was like 2 months. I'm like, I wouldn't even wait I'm one person that like, if we're gonna do this, let's tomorrow.
knock it out.
Like,
Yeah,
let's
that's
get it done.
fine,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
it would not take me 2 months to lose 10 pounds. Like, that's not even that even makes sense. Like a healthy weight loss drop is 2 pounds a week.
I'll just start spitting and stuff because I
Yeah, I was
mean I
gonna
was
say,
a
I'll just chop
wrestler.
my
I
leg
was a
off and
wrestler
be
back
done,
in the day,
you know?
and we would
Yeah.
lose 2 pounds easily within a couple hours just spitting on
Spitting
have
and
some
get in the
downlators.
sauna, do your thing,
Oh,
man.
do you not? You are both being like Marines. Do you not remember the stuff that you could go drink and it would empty like your soul?
Oh yeah,
Like they still
I've done
have
plenty
that
of
at the
that.
store. So
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Maybe I
drop
should
wme
try that.
need.
Yeah,
Try that
exactly.
again.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, there's other. So he's like fat burners. This and that. I'm like, I got fat burners in there. You can put me on ADHD medication. That's a fat burner. Just kidding.
Well, I tell him to get on Ozempic, but apparently that doesn't go well.
Well, it sounds like he's
Oh
got a good
yeah.
trainer ready for him. You know, you just get on your bike and just get a whistle and just start hey, keep
Yeah.
up.
You don't want
God.
me singing
Keep
cadence
up.
though, because I
Oh
can't sing
God.
to save my life. But
Put him on like a Peloton and or one of them speed bikes or whatever and do one of those classes.
He better
I
start
tried to
singing
do that. It
cadence
would kill
again.
me.
yeah, he can. He can sing though. He can
Oh, is he
sing.
good? Yeah.
Yeah, but not me. I'm like, I can't carry two in my pocket.
What's his MLS?
He was a fly. Oh, what do they call it? Fly D. So parachute, like a parachute rigger, is what the Army calls them, and so they do
Oh,
like the
okay,
ejection seats, the oxygen mask. We call them stitch bitches.
So he's an air winger. He's basically a
Yeah,
winger.
but here's the thing:
Yeah.
like, there's no reason to go active duty because he works for GE Aerospace now and is an actually AMP, like avionics, power plants, all of it, and like he just
Yeah.
had to up and go to Denver, worked 34 hours, and came back and went to sleep and got paid the whole time. Like, was in Colombia 8 hours a day, no matter whether they're working or not. Everything's paid for, everything, food, transportation. I mean, nothing, and then they're paid, right? So it's like, yeah, it's.
Man, yeah, I don't know, dude. Really
Is there
wants
like
to
a
go
different
back,
age limit and whatnot for reenlistment? Like,
Yeah,
what's
so
that
he
look
doesn't
like?
have to go through a prior service recruiter. What he'll do is it's your age minus the time that you served. So he goes in as a 26-year-old.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I was just like, only if you felt 26, but
huh?
I get that.
yeah.
Yeah, well, shoot.
So yeah.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know how other people are gonna feel, but it's our life and I'm just
You
I
think
feel
that
that
you
well.
think family might not be exactly too happy about it? Or
I don't know
excited
why
to
they
hear about
wouldn't.
it?
My in-laws are GSC. What I was in the also an air winger GSC. They were GSC for the Air Force, and then my brother-in-law was Motor T in the Marine Corps. He served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Marja, I think, was one of the. I don't know. It's his deployments are on his chest. Like, he was more like a ground pounder too.
Yeah.
So, no, I think they'll support it. They're gonna wonder if I can handle it, and I'm like, I'm good. Like,
Don't
I
forget,
love
I'm a
it.
Marine.
Yeah, and except I can still fit in my blues.
Oh,
I cannot.
yeah, that'd
Not
be a
even
hell of a
close.
challenge for me.
Yeah,
Get an
I wore
arm
one.
in and maybe the other arm in and just be like this, like
Looking just like Chris
that man
Farley.
in a
And you're like,
little suit.
Yeah. No, I wear mine, and then I just had it dry clean because I wore it for Veterans Day and different stuff, whatever. But heck, I think I set my medals over here a second ago in the EGAs. But
Look at
I
you.
like wearing it. It's just
Heck yeah.
like since I'm an older Marine, it's the older flight suit looking, like not flight suit, flight attendant looking one, right? And the smaller cover,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I like. To me, that's like, I don't know, but I feel
What
that
are
I'm
they,
like
what
walking
are
around like
they? They're
salty.
different. They're a little different now, huh?
Yeah, so they wear the men's dress blue jackets the
Yeah, I
same.
knew
It's
that.
unisex and the cover. And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that.
Yeah, I'm not either. I like the idea though of like the men having to wear skirts, though. That'd be pretty entertaining.
Yeah. So, but that's what's interesting is that dress blue jacket looks great with pants, right? Like male, like our pants.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks funny with a skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
looks
can't
so
look good
funny
with
with a skirt. But so I'm just, and it doesn't. But then again, I hated that necktie thing. It's not worse than a tie, but like I hated the necktie thing. I had to it sucked. So.
Now I gotta look this up.
Oh yeah, if you just look up anything like modern Marine.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that didn't work. That did not pull up what I was expecting.
All right. Well, let's start talking more about holidays and heroes.
Okay. Okay, so Holidays and Heroes is an official 501c3. I feel bad. I'm freezing down in Texas, but not to be like awkward. I am wearing the shirt.
Nice.
I'm wearing one of our Holidays and Heroes shirts. And Lift
Is there like a
Chocolate. That's
turkey
my
on it or something? I can't really
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, hold on.
Cool.
Let's see. So Holidays and Heroes is a 501c3, and then they have been around since 2015. If I remember that correctly, but then the official 501c3 came a couple years ago. So part of Air Power Foundation, I got tied into them. And then, can you move, please? Sorry, like
No, you're
Hot
good.
Mess Express over here. A 501c3, and then what their whole point was to serve NAS, Naval Air Station, Joint Reserve Base, Fort Worth. That used to be Carswell. So the founder, Carrie Orticle Rendell, it's like a hyphenated last name, her and her husband, Bob, who used to be the commentator for the Dallas Mavericks, by the way, they were just like, they live in the community right outside the base gates. And it was kind of like, it started with some stockings, sending stockings overseas. Obviously, the, OEF war was way too long. And so it started with that, and then it just grew and grew and grew. And so now what happens is anybody technically in DFW, most of them are at JRB because that's our largest base, but we've got some Air National Guard here in Texas Guard and Army that's in Grand Prairie. So anybody that's active or reserve and meets, we kind of change. I did bring everything electronic this year. It had been papers, and it was just apply, and it was heavily chain of commands are involved. And for us Marines, we understand that the chain of command being involved, like our boots in the ground that know us junior Marines are going to be our gunnies, right? Our squadron guns, our first sergeants. That's our, and anything above that, they're not going to be able to tell you anything. In the other branches, that's not the thing. It's like they don't put faith in that rank. It's their equivalent to like a lance corporal. So the command was like, hey, we don't want to be involved in this. Like, you're a nonprofit. This is what you want to do. Go with it. So the last 2 years, it's expanded since, which is why I have the turkey on my shirt. Because combined, Air Power Council, a civic organization I'm a part of, the foundation, and Holidays and Heroes, in Tarrant Area Food Bank, which is the county that the base is in, we decided to expand it, and we raised money. About $22,000 went to the food bank. Earlier this month, we all went to the food bank, and we were in this like huge assembly lines. It made the Fox News, and Hometown Heroes has like the live feed of us being in there. And we did over 10,000 Thanksgiving meals.
Wow.
And so 500 of them, if not more, then we had another event where they passed them out to military families that signed up that they wanted them. There was no requirements. You just had to be on base. Come, be able to get on base and come get your food. And they lined up and they got the meals. So that's something they expanded as far as like the welfare of it. And then, but ultimately, I guess like the core of it is that Holidays and Heroes focuses to show support to the enlisted military service members who are active reserve or guard during Christmas holidays and other military supported events throughout the year. That's because we've expanded. Our mission changed a little bit. The mission is to show these service members that they're not alone, and that like there are other people in the community that truly care about their well-being. So their motto is serving those who serve us. And that's something that's like deep in my core, right? Like I'm all about giving back to those that give back to us. So Carrie really just has like a passion for helping people. And then they live right so close. And like I said, it started with the stockings, and then it went to like 250 stockings. And then the idea in 2015, Holidays and Heroes was born. So it has like, the board members, ambassadors like myself, advisors, and then what we do now is everything was on paper and stuff. And so I kind of took it on the electronic level. And then And then kind of back end vetted them. He made sure that they didn't have, that they're not over here making, two incomes of six figures, right? In what their needs were, kind of more of a statistics and also demographic understanding. And so it's E5 and below are the ones that are eligible. E6 is with extenuating circumstances. Any of the other criteria I talked about, they apply. Once they apply, if they're approved, there was a vetting committee of us, myself, and other, I believe all of us are veterans, looked at all of the applications, approved them, denied them for whatever reason, and forwarded them. And we kind of made like this flow. I made this flow chart and this list of everything, how that goes. If they're approved, then they got this wish list. Also, something that was computer generated this year round. I made a Google Doc. They fill it out. Then what happens is sponsors come in, and could also sponsor financially and shop. And then, or you've got people like Caliber Collision, which is a really big company here. I think they're pretty worldwide, but definitely here. They took like 15 families. So that company is a corporate sponsor, and they took 15 families and they fulfill the wish list. They wrap them, everything up. So on this Saturday, it's always the first weekend in December. This Saturday, we'll do Gathering of the Gifts, which is at Carrie and Bob's extremely lovely home where Santa will be, and it's for adults only. And we bring the gifts, the fire department, Lockheed Martin, all the other sponsors. They'll load up a truck. And then on Sunday morning, we'll go up about 9 o'clock, up, down, technically, to the base. We're in a huge Navy hangar. Don't ask me what command, because it's just one of the Navy hangars. And they have, like, I'll be an elf on Sunday. You've got all the volunteers, hundreds of volunteers. Every family will have their own table. All of their gifts from that wish list are wrapped, and they'll sit on that table. And then Santa parachutes in.
Oh, yeah, that's so cool.
It's all veteran group is who it is. So Santa parachutes in, comes, hangs out. There'll be Star Wars characters, elves running around. They have bounce houses, food, all of this stuff. Well, and then we'll do raffles of giveaway, other items, giveaway raffles. Like this year, we threw in one of the Air Power Foundation board members, Doc. What is his last name? Oh, they're going to kill me for not remembering his name.
It's that Marine brain.
Yeah.
Like
Anyways,
he's
actually one of the Santa Clauses for the Hallmark, Hallmark TV shows,
dang,
or movies. So he actually is going to offer 30 minutes to come to a home. So we're raffling that off in a random drawing. If they, want to do that, some kids are going to be families might pass. There'll be different things. It's just like 3 hours of extravagant food, whatever. They'll box their Christmas presents back up. They don't unwrap them and make a big mess or anything that day. They're able to take them home. Well, some of the things is that with sponsors, they may sponsor this like a large amount. And so then, Dr. Ballard is the Santa Claus. I knew. I was like,
lifeline.
Thank you,
Someone
Carrie.
saved you.
Yes, Carrie. She's watching.
friend.
The founder is watching. Carrie, thank you. Dr. Ballard is Santa Claus. And so they will they'll box it back up and take it home. Now, mind you, legally, they can have what is it called? Gift cards and stuff. So they might use those gift cards and extend on buying Christmas presents, whatever that maybe we didn't get on a wish list. But for the most part, it's pretty generous and specific on that. And it meets, the kids' needs, clothes, toys, just to make them have like a really good Christmas, plus the food, awesome. The camaraderie. So then leave it to us to just like, how do we even include more? So fortunately, the Chow Hall closed on this base in October. And they're doing all this back end stuff that still doesn't make sense to me. But Marines and Navy are the mainly ones that live in the barracks here.
Do they have like a food truck or something that comes in lieu of the Chow Hall? Or these guys, they'd have to get extra money or something?
They get extra money, but some of them, when we went and did one of the things that we did earlier this year was a crawfish boil. And some of them don't even have vehicles, and Uber and Lyft can't get on the base here. I don't know if that's base wide, but they can't get on the base here. So you would have to walk off base, and outside of base is not exactly the best area here in Texas. Yeah. It's kind of like where Carrie lives. It's great. And then it's sketchy. It's like amazing, different world. And then it's sketchy. So, they they would have to. Now we've talked about food trucks coming out there. There are some like Subway might still be on there, like on base, but they would still have to walk. So they don't have vehicles. Yes, some of them have kitchenettes. And so some of them
Talk
have
ramen all day
kitchenettes
long.
and they're getting that extra money, kind of like the allowance a family would get for food. So they can go to the grocery store, obviously, if there's fast food on base, but it's not like near what I've experienced. It's very deserted looking, the bases. So then what we did was we did a crawfish boil earlier in the year for them and came out. The MWR also was a part of that on that base and did like just I don't even know how big those things were, crawfish and corn and potatoes and drinks and coins and shirts and stuff. So we actually opened it up to single service members to come to the party on Sunday. And we actually have a whole nother committee, which I served on as well, where they'll have gift bags. So they'll get a bag with some goodies on it, just in case they're watching, and a shirt. And the shirts, I have that one too, but it's black and it says, it's got the H&H logo and then it says it down the sleeve. It's very just like military sleek, I guess. I like it. And that is another thing that we'll do on Sunday too, is all those single service members that wanted to be a part of it. Hopefully her goal is to try to get them out of the barracks, right? They're kind of the generation that's just like video games. I have,
Yeah.
and I know that that's really detrimental in the transition of getting out. And so there's not like, again, if there's not transportation, there's not a lot to do right outside the base like there is at other bases. So that's kind of what ultimately Holidays and Heroes is. They have a great board, great volunteers, and then a lot of the things like I've talked about before. That's where we overlap. The sponsors, again, Caliber Collision, Lockheed Martin, a lot of them, and then just her neighbors. Like a lot of that had to do with her community, like her just getting real involved in the community and them coming out and just being a part of it. It's really a great time. An absolute humble family, just warm, generous. And as an empath and like the person with a big heart too, Carrie and I just really connected with that. To not like, I'm going to put her on a pedestal because that's exactly where she belongs. She just has a pure heart. Like it's just golden. There's nothing out there but like, what can I do to help? And that's kind of like the same thing that I love about working with her. And two is that like my late service log Coco had passed away and lineage was just a big deal. I just wanted that like hope of that tie, that soul, that spirit, however you want to look at it. Her and a neighbor ended up paying for Clyde, who's 3 generations down from Coco.
Oh, wow.
So there is just like when it comes to family, like I don't have immediate family here. They're not in the picture, different story, different day. That like you really learn that like family's not necessary blood. And she's one of
Right.
those. She's just genuinely like cares. And so this has gotten huge. I think we're sitting around last year was 192 families that got Christmas.
Wow.
This year we're not up there, but that's just because we just didn't have the applicants apply. It is hard to push, this stuff on the base and get them. Like, it's like I know, like, and that's me really bringing in the Marines this time because the Marine units, I'm like, I kept seeing I'm like, where are the Marines? Where are the Marines? And I'm like, finally, I'm on base. Like, who's a squadron guns? Who's a squadron bronze? Who runs the barracks? Like, I'm gonna poke you. Like, take advantage of this. They want to help. Let Christmas be given to you. Like, just take it. Because for Marines, especially, a lot of them are active duty. The reservists aren't here. They'll fly in here and there, but they're not here. These are active reservists. People get stationed here 3 to 4 years. So that pretty much sums up Holidays and Heroes. I feel like I'm like, they're just so awesome. I guess I just really couldn't. But they do a lot of other stuff together. Like I said, it overlaps. A lot of them are council members with Fort Worth Air Power Council, and then we tie over to Air Power Foundation, and that's also a big part of that. They show up to roll call to Holidays and Heroes will be there, and that's a monthly luncheon veteran luncheon that maxes out at 500, and we have like five easily. It maxes out at 500, but anywhere from World War II to obviously today's veterans. So
That's outstanding. And so what are the main holidays? I mean, I know obviously Thanksgiving, Christmas. Now beyond that, do they do things for like people's birthdays or anything like that, or is it just specific maybe towards the end of the year type?
Mainly towards the end of the year. Of course, it doesn't feel like that for us because let me tell you, the
Sure.
application
You're
process
constantly
starts in
working.
June, July, and then
Right.
it's like all you're going. Um, hi, Eric. um,
Eric.
so
Eric.
it's a we did the crawfish boil in May. I do believe Frank Kent and some others donated for 4th of July. I wasn't here. I was competing for the pageant that you and I had talked about that I took the national title for.
Bam.
And I will never do that again. I've never missed a 4th of July. Like, I was like, you can't have this veterans division part on a 4th of July. I was like devastated, but they participated and helped with that. Volunteers came out for that, and they helped put that up their show. That was extra. I heard it was a really good 4th of July show. Like, it was extravagant. So they had done that on the base. And so mainly it was mainly started with stockings. Then it was just Christmas. Now it's Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we kind of hit Memorial Day, I think, is the time frame we did the crawfish boil, which starts to get hot in Texas. And then 4th of July. So the mission is really, really focuses on Thanksgiving and the holidays. But it has expanded some on that and what that looks like in the future. That's really where Air Power Council, the civic organization, comes in, because they help fund MWR and kind of help that type of stuff. So I believe that we will still stay more local to Thanksgiving. And then if they need our help as volunteers or just to come in, we'll definitely help. But I think the mission really is to focus on that time, like that time
So
frame when it's needed the most.
so Holidays and Heroes, now it sounds like they got a lot of backing through the community, even sponsorship, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's outstanding, and it looks like they're able to help a lot of families out.
Yes.
Now, what other type of things do they do to raise money? Is it mainly through the sponsorship, or is it donations?
Donations, obviously, at the www.holidaysandheroes.org. You can click donate now. You can take action. That's how you can become a volunteer. Getting involved, whether because you can sponsor family, donate it, or volunteer at a local event. There's a form to do how you can make an impact and how you want to help. That's also, we have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. There's clips from all the different times things that we've done, photo galleries. But yeah, there's a lot of backing, there's a lot of sponsorships, really a lot of it is sponsorships. But let me not forget this. So one of the things is, like, for example, we teamed up with Breach or Bypass, which is also a retired Marine, Mike Leisure, and his wife, Shalon Leisure. They're both retired Marines, and they have their own nonprofit called South Mountain Vet US, which is towards homelessness, and I serve on the board for them. He has Breach or Bypass. If you've ever seen that, that's combat engineering stuff, because that's what he retired as. But they have coffee, really good coffee, by the way. And so this is the second year that they have launched coffee specifically for Holidays and Heroes to raise money. So if you buy the coffee, then part of those proceeds go to Holidays and Heroes. There's also, I think they did something with Krispy Kreme donuts where you could, donate, and they give you this voucher, and then the voucher, and then raise money through donuts. Because there's different things you can do here with like Chick-fil-A and different places that you can raise money. But just like they just commented, we have the most outstanding community of patriots, and they really do. It's really just some of the best people I've ever worked with. And this is a taste of exactly what the hangar will look like on Sunday. This minus the uniforms. There won't be no more uniforms allowed.
No, huh? They don't want them to wear their uniforms.
No, that's a JAG thing that is way over my head. So, oh, hey, Donald. Yeah, but as you can kind of see in the background in this video, the tables, right, with the picture, the stuff, and the families come out there. Like I said, there's yeah, that's what it is. Santa, the all veteran group. They're a great group of people that love jumping out of airplanes.
Yeah. Now
But
what group is that?
it's called All Veteran Group.
All veteran group. Okay, because
Yeah.
we have a group that we just had on was Bravo Zulu Adventure Group, and they do that exact same thing.
Yeah, so All Veteran Group, I know that they parachuted in with I can't think of the guy's name. I only have met them a couple times. I like met one here and there, and like they're either from like the Golden Knights. Each like services, like I think they like expand, right? That's what they did in the military, and so to jump out of planes. But they jumped at the Carolina and Cowboys game. Like they're flown. They're sponsored by USAA to do stuff like that. But lots of fun. Mike Elliott. There we go. So Mike Elliott is the one that runs that, and I didn't even know that they were like the Golden Knights is what the Army's ones are called. I don't even know what is it? The Army Rangers are the ones that jump out of airplanes, and the Golden Knights. There's like special teams, and I didn't even know that. Like I felt dumb because on the aviation side we should know that, but these are
when it comes to Army stuff, I'm not too keen on all of that stuff.
Yeah. We have some great characters, like the elf that just was like, and then that's Carrie in that video. Awesome. I'm telling you, she's just amazing.
You said you're going to be an elf, right?
Yes, I'll be an elf this year.
Oh, we got to see the pictures of you being an elf.
I will.
Oh, yes. We got to see those pics.
I will. I'm excited. You'll see awesome. Like Crash Fire Rescue will come out there too. And you've got just different games. That's another thing I forgot. Like the games, like it's a full just fun family day. They do a gingerbread contest house thing too. But yeah, I'm telling you, like awesome. We're talking about truckloads of gifts for these families, and they really do make it absolutely special for these families. And being on the back end, let me tell you that like reading the applications and looking at them, I saw all of them because even on the committee, like I saw the majority as they came in and divvied them out. And just reading the circumstances to which they're asking, like you don't have to answer that question, but they do, and it helps us decide like if there's do they questionable on whether or not they should be, because we don't want anybody taking advantage of the thing. We don't want an E8 or E9 over here getting Christmas, or somebody that's making
way more than a PFC,
right? And so we want to be realistic about it. We can't provide Christmas to everybody, obviously. Sure. But it's like reading the extenuating circumstances. It's like even with their BH, like, and we don't include like looking at like BH and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it's like some of the things that they're just barely making it by. And I know as a mom, right, and a veteran, like childcare on base, there's too many for them to use that, and then off base, it's so expensive. You might as well not work. So there's all kinds of different circumstances that they're in, that it just is also like disheartening that like our military needs help, right? That they genuinely, this means a lot to them because they genuinely are struggling.
Well, dude, when they can't even provide them a chow hall, I mean, that right there kind of gets me a little bit, I already know what a struggle it was going to a chow hall, as a young PFC, and you didn't have a ride or something, and that was kind of your only choice, so that's, I mean, them not having a damn cafeteria is kind of like, really? What kind of military do we have here? I mean, it sounds like we're in a third world country here. That's just crazy.
Oh yeah, and as like how Don was talking about the plate, the E5 qualifies for food stamps in Texas.
Right.
It doesn't matter what your rank is. If your income isn't there, like now an E6, E7 easily active duty would qualify for food stamps. And then we also have WIC, and then we have TANF, like which is almost like welfare, right? It's like it's even more. And I'm telling you, when my husband was still serving and I was out, I was working, going to school, had my disability, I still qualified for WIC because it was like having one child. Or in Texas, we have CCMS, which helps with daycare. But it's like looking at some of their income and like then what they have to pay for. Because let me tell you, to rent a house in Texas right now, because a lot of the families don't live on base. The housing is very slim there. So they're having to commute, right? Like one family's simply just needed like a car fix thing. And I was just like, okay, can we do it? Can we fix it? Because like this, and then that's thankfully where Caliber Collision comes in, right? They could help with that family with this car repair thing because it was detrimental to like the only family vehicle to be able to transport the children, and they're having to live far away from the base, by the way, because if you rented a house right now, it would be easily close to $3,000.
And gas ain't cheap either. I mean,
No, I mean it's cheaper here than it is in Cali, but
right,
it's still
yeah, but
right
still
under
everywhere it's
$3.
yeah.
And it's not exactly like, especially if you're living out, like we're so congested right now. This is literally the same as when I lived in San Diego. Like driving here is driving in San Diego at this point. So some of them that do live that far out, they're commuting easily an hour, hour and a half a day to come to work. And that's just so that they can afford to live where they're at. But it's not taking long for the city to get there, if that makes sense. I mean, it sucked to see that, but then
Yeah.
it was easy to approve, obviously, like people who, and then also spreading the message too, right? Like as Marines, we're taught like, no, don't do that. That's a handout.
Right.
My command's going to know we're going to be made fun of, like suck it up,
It's a
make it
shameful thing.
work.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You'd rather,
But
they'd rather have an OnlyFans than,
but my gosh,
ask.
I mean, this is crazy to me.
Yeah.
When you got these athletes out here, and I'm not trying to knock anybody, but you got these athletes out here, come straight out of college or something, go into the pros, make the practice squad, don't even make the real team, and they're making $400,000 a year.
You must not be up to date on sports because they're making that in college now because of the
right. And now they
whatever
got
that
now
thing's
they
called.
endorsements. They can be
Sponsorships,
endorsed. They
endorsements.
can be
NYS or
endorsed.
whatever.
Yeah.
And so
yes.
they can get paid now in college sports. So
Mhm.
and then we got guys over here struggling to get to their job, just to provide for their family. It's such a sad situation. But
Yeah.
thank God for like people like Holidays and Heroes out there to kind of be that crutch for the people out there that kind of need it.
Mhm.
They
And
fake that.
yeah, and COVID too hit hard. When it hit hard, then a lot of the reservists, right, that do live here and are assigned to that base, it was just gut wrenching to see how many reservists lost their jobs and then lost it. Like, then they just haven't recovered, right? There's like getting back into the job force, finding jobs. It's weird because nobody will, like, they're looking for people, but then people can't find jobs. And I don't
Yeah.
understand the disconnection. But
Right.
then yeah, I mean, if I didn't, like, I look at this and had I not purchased my house and I had 100% permanent total disability with like my tax reduction that I have on my home, because I don't pay taxes in Texas because of being 100% P&T, and then my husband's job, like I couldn't afford to live. We wouldn't make ends meet into today's society. And I think my husband's got a pretty good job, and I obviously, um, yeah. So, and then that was another thing. Holidays and Heroes they did not shut down for 2020. And I remember that vividly. They turned it into a
108
drive-through
families
thing.
drive-by
And
event. That's still awesome.
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's outstanding.
she's
With
going to make it
everybody,
happen.
A lot of people did shut down, and that's great. I mean, people like that in the world is the reason why, people are able to make it still, you know what I mean? And she gives them hope, gives them a little bit of hope where they're thinking, oh my gosh, we're not going to have a Thanksgiving. We're not going to have a Christmas. And then bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. And it took me some pushing Marines in the units over here to be like, hey, have you heard of this? Hey, apply for this. Hey, the command's not going to know your information. Hey, it's not getting out. Like, don't be ashamed to ask for help, because that's one of the things that really, on the core, what people don't understand is that, like, a man, especially a Marine, okay, female or not being able to provide Christmas for their family could cost them their life easily.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Easily. And then adds to our statistics. And I don't ever want to see that in one family. That's all it takes, is one family to change that stress and concern for this Christmas. And it's absolutely just, it makes you speechless. Like, it's really, to see that and know that that's all it took to change their life for this year.
It's like, it's speechless and like kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad that there's even put in this position that, we have military members out there barely making it and and they can't, and a lot of them don't want to go and ask for food stamps, don't want to go and do that kind of thing. You know what I
Yeah. Oh,
mean?
that's what I meant to bring up is that then the base here, which I never even knew that was a thing, they have a food pantry on base. Yeah. So, like she commented, many of the families have asked how they can pay it forward or have said how they aspire to help someone else as soon as they are able to. And
Wow.
typically you do. You start seeing more volunteers come out of this that want to be a part of this.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, they
And
could
they
be
love
like,
it.
last year this was us. Now we want to help.
Hmm.
And
Right.
that's just great. I
Yeah.
mean, it's really touching to hear, and but it does, like, for me, it brings an awareness that I guess I kind of forgot. I've been removed from living on base. I've been, removed from that for 20 years now, and I don't remember what it was all like. So it's like, but you talking about it, and now that even more so with the way that our economy is, everything's really expensive. Food is expensive, gas is
Yeah.
expensive. If you have a vehicle, insurance is expensive. All those things all add up.
Yeah.
Right.
And now you got these dudes that are sitting there in their barracks, and if you ever lived in a barracks, it's somewhat like a jail cell because it's like block walls, painted block walls. Um,
With mold
r-
and
right.
asbestos and everything else. I think it's 107 Foundation. Um, they have been exposing the conditions that Marines and other people are living in the barracks, and it's bad. And I haven't personally been sent inside the barracks, but I see on the base, and I kind of got a history lesson on why it looks run down. I guess at some point it was shut down by somebody, president, whatever, and then they kind of opened it back up, but it just never like recovered because it doesn't look like your normal like Camp Pendleton, Camp Lejeune, Paris Island. Like it just doesn't look like that. I didn't even know that at first. I was like, these are barracks. Um,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
crazy because I actually seen a TikTok with a master sergeant, and I guess he was on, like a TAD thing where he was over somewhere else. They had him in a up in a barracks, and there was nothing but black stuff all on the top of the roof, all in the
mhm.
corners. It looked disgusting. It looked like literally a rundown place. And I'm thinking in my head, this is what we got to offer for a master sergeant in our military.
Oh,
This
like a
is
geo because it was like geo bachelor.
yeah, like he had I think he was on temporary assigned duty or something out there doing the class or something.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
had him
yeah.
up in a
That's Geo
barracks, but
Bachelor, and that's supposed to be like the bougie kind of Hick Strong. Hick Strong Incorporated is somebody that I've tied in with, and they really always reached out, especially like last year when I was going through a lot. Their Instagram will show you Marine military members dying from cancer and it being tied back to the living conditions in the barracks.
I mean, it's just crazy to think about that we can donate, $123 billion overseas, but we can't take care of our troops. Like that's just
trillions,
insane
bro.
to me.
You're saying
Uh
billions,
huh.
try trillions.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm talking about a specific person though,
Oh,
or
right.
for
Yeah. Yeah.
specific vendor in this case.
Yeah.
We're sending
But
123 million
mhm.
there, and we can't take care of troops.
Yeah, that's why when people start to ask like political things, like I'm like, I don't even get at it to a larger level because at the end of the day, I have learned firsthand it's the local level of our politicians and our local level of community members, such as Holidays and Heroes, and the people involved in that. Because that politically, there's police chiefs, there's politicians, there's a lot of people that come and support that, and that's because, like, especially in this area, we just have a lot of patriots, and I make sure that that issue up top, the big issue starts locally. And so when we have a good solid foundation here, then hopefully they can go up. I mean, we have one of the, in my opinion, one of the best congresswomen out there, Kay Granger. She has been a huge part of this and um, has a huge, like, been a huge part of everything veterans in her district that I reside in. I don't know where it gets cut off, but it's, I'm telling you, and it's going to be, it sucks that she's not going to be, she's older. I think she's literally like 80 at this point. And so she has served and served, and she has made sure that
Wow.
the VA has changed here and stuff like that. But it's other women, not necessarily women, but obviously as a woman, it's it's been very female strong with our good politicians as far as helping that and backing what we do here too. So that makes a big difference that that might still be happening, but locally our community patriots and Carrie's team of her networking that she's been a part of has really made a difference in my life and in others. Because too, Holidays and Heroes, or Carrie's family, I can't say Holidays, not the nonprofit, but Carrie's family has been one of my sponsors personally to be like for the pageant stuff. I would have never been able to do that. Like she's gonna make me cry.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you can see that the two of you guys have a big passion for this, and it's a sad thing that there's a need for it, but it's an amazing thing that we have people out there willing to step up.
Yeah. It's been really, it's been an exciting year. So
what's Carrie's background? What got her so into helping out veterans? Do you happen to know?
Yeah, it's actually that's also on the sorry, my breathing. So she really is just like how she described herself as a community organizer and philanthropist.
She's tightening up your RSV. That's what she's doing.
Oh yeah. There's really her big, she's married to Bob, and then like you said, she put former television announcer. I'm going to tell you some Mavericks because I love basketball, and he's just as humble as they come too. Like he will let you show you his ring and let you hold it. And I was like, from when they won the NBA championship. She's a mom, she's a grandma to 5 beautiful grandchildren. Carrie and her husband are active members in their church. They love to travel, and she enjoys travel and photography. It just was so because when I say she lives there, there's like this wall, they call it the wall because it's Westforth Village is the little village that's there of a community. And like in her bio, it says Carrie was inspired to find ways to support the military. Several years ago, she organized her family and friends to participate in a campaign called Stockings for Soldiers by filling Christmas stockings and send to soldiers in Kandahar, Afghanistan, sending approximately 250 stockings. This led to an idea to do something for local military families at Christmas. And out of that idea, it was 2015 was Holidays and Heroes. She's very active in the base too. Was named an honorary commander in 2018 of the 301st Fighter Wing, the U.S. Air Force. She's a member of the Fort Worth Air Power Council and also serves on her HOA board for her neighborhood. So it really was just like during the war, like this, how can we help? How can we, send that through? Hi, Gammy. That's my grandmother. Well, that's not a picture of my grandmother. That's one of her mini Shelties. Nice. Where I have labs, she has Shelties.
Well, Carrie, I don't know you, but thank you so much for all that you do. Oh my gosh, people like you, it's you're the reason that you're saving people's lives, whether you know it or not, and we just appreciate you. And
she knows it.
Came on and talked about this too.
Yeah, she's very much a reason why I'm still here. And I knew I wasn't going to make it through this talking about her without crying, but she very much is a reason why I'm still here and why I do what I do.
Great.
So
that's great.
I'm very grateful to her.
Just from the what I've gotten to know about her, she sounds absolutely amazing. I feel like giving her a big hug myself.
Oh yeah, and she's a hugger too. Like it's
good.
Trust me,
I love hugging too. So
all big virtual hugs.
Okay, I hope I can see you. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. That's so awesome. I'm glad that you're found a good community to be a part of, and it sounds like you're a great advocate for them as well. And so, it's great that you guys are out there doing amazing things for people.
Thank you. And I appreciate it. Thanks again for having me on. And I'm always ready for a Wacky Wednesday. Like I said, we do a lot here, and we often overlap with each other, which is good. So we're involved in the other stuff that I can talk about in the future.
Absolutely. You're always welcome. You got, like I told you, you always got a seat here.
Yeah, I
You
just
know,
have to
he's got a
change. I
seat
just
that
got to
comes
change my
off.
shirt each time. I'm like, go find my closet.
Hey,
which-
don't think
which
that we
shirt-
haven't had shirt changes or hat changes on the show
Yeah.
before. It's been a thing, you know.
Yeah, I need
So
to like piece one together. But no, yeah, we'll schedule that out. And thanks.
Heck
It was
yeah.
good to meet you, Derek, too.
It
Since
was great to meet you.
And I know you're part of some other great organizations as well. So we're definitely going to have you back on, talk about some more great organizations, because that's what Wacky Wednesdays is all about. We want to highlight these nonprofits out there doing great things. The thing about it is a lot of people they're out here don't know that there's great organizations just like Holidays and Heroes
Right,
doing amazing
absolutely.
things. And we just want to highlight these people and so that they can get extra help to help. You know what I mean? So thank you so much once again, Kara. And I thank you, Holidays and Heroes, for doing what you guys do. Derek, do you have anything you want to say?
No, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you do, and just keep doing it and keep getting after it and be the one to inspire everyone else to keep pushing forward like you're doing.
Thank you, and y'all keep spreading the message for us because Lord knows I could
Absolutely.
not do this. I
Absolutely.
can sit here and talk, but I'm like, that's y'all do a lot of
Kara,
work.
Carrie, you guys are more than welcome to share on Every Day's a Saturday, my page. You know, there's a lot of veterans on there, as well as in MUPS, you know, Military United podcast stream.
Okay.
Great place to share. A lot of people in there to get the information out. So let's just keep sharing it out. If I see it, I'll try to share it. If you guys want to come on my page and share it, do that too. So let's
Okay,
just
I
keep
appreciate
talking
it.
about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All
All right.
y'all have
Thank
a
you
good
once
night.
again. All right, D. Well, that wraps up another great Wacky Wednesdays, bro.
Always, man. I love it.
Hey, man, stay out of trouble. And we'll make sure we back again next Wednesday. So
Hell yeah.
if you need me to bail you out or anything, just give me a call.
Sounds good, dude. I got this.
No, man, I love you, brother.
Love
Have
you,
a
man.
great day. And I appreciate each and every one of you, everybody that stopped by and commented. I really appreciate you. TJ, Jason, Kristen, Joel, Holidays and Heroes, Joe, Eric, Roadie Riders, Donald Dunn, who else? And Brian Gibson, Sandy. Thank you guys all so much for coming in and talking, and we appreciate you guys all. Have an amazing one. Until next time.